Wow, it's been a whole week since we last spoke.
Yeah, it's been an eventful week, I think. I
There's like a
assume
bit there's a bit of a calm over the land.
yeah. Well, no.
Well, it
Like
depends
that
if
land, the other land, fucking yeah.
yeah.
But our
Well,
land is being disrupted by some
ooh.
fucking lady from Australia and that sack of meat named Jason Kenny.
Oh boy. Yeah, okay, so things aren't great. You're right.
I'm
But
so mad. This is the only time said something on someone's Facebook today where I was like, usually I'm like the complain but do absolutely nothing about it type of person.
mhm.
That's usually my go-to is just have a big complaint and then just do
Yeah,
absolutely
and just
nothing.
move on. Yeah.
Yeah. But this time I've signed petitions and I wrote the MLA. This is the first time
Ooh.
that someone is literally like, yo, we're going to poison your water.
Yeah.
I'm like, "You don't fucking poison my water, you bitch.
Just don't.
Don't."
Yeah. No. Yeah, that's all not good stuff. But there's other good stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, the States is good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like just the world seems less
The alien stuff
momentarily less
sucked.
crazy. What?
The alien stuff sucked.
Yeah, nothing too, but here's the thing. This the stuff that we're able to detect and that we're able to see is probably far beyond our comprehension.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
That's the thing. Well, COVID's
you,
really made me realize that, like, even the government motherfuckers who pretend like they've got all this shit figured out don't know nothing about nothing.
well, think about yeah, you want to put on a face of like, yeah, we have it under control. But something like space and life on other planets, life in other galaxies, whatever, like
Yeah, bro.
the best mind doesn't know. So the rest of us is kind of like, yeah, it's
Well,
cool that there's these phenomenons though that
I just want to
you
know if
know
they actually found one or not, because that's the thing. Like,
I doubt they found one.
that's
I,
the big conspiracy and the thing that's got me since day one is the fucking Roswell crash and what happened.
well, people had a chance to storm 51 and they didn't.
Yeah, I know.
They saved it
That
up for the cap.
I just like, ugh, because the Roswell crash at this point is like, it feels to me like it's lost to history. Like, it's, unless we get an official word, there's no way we're ever going to know more than what we know now. Like, it's just fucking full on cold case.
Yeah, but like, well, there's probably way better stuff to know. That's probably why. There's probably like
But
nothing really good to know.
because here's the thing, the Roswell thing is the only time people have been like, bro, there was a fucking UFO and it fucking crashed and it was right here and we saw it and they came and they
Okay.
took it. And it's
Okay, but a lot of time, like some of the stuff that I've been reading, and this going back to like the beyond our comprehension thing, is that people are seeing these. There's and even in the like the army, the Air Force footage
yeah,
or whatever, they're seeing these things seemingly defying gravity and physics and whatever, and then
yeah.
going straight into the so these are potentially things that can go from air to water to space, like beyond anything that we. So for us, like something like that, where like people are like, it definitely crashed. Who fucking knows, man?
No, bro, but the Roswell thing is like, they're like, yo, it was here and they took, like, we watched them fucking take it. Like, they took it away and then they tried to say it was a weather balloon. And we're like,
Mm,
nah, bro, that was a big silver
yeah,
fucking saucer. We have pictures of you hauling it away on a big truck. What the
but
fuck was that? And they're like, that was a weather balloon. Don't worry about it.
I feel like if you're going back to Roswell, that just shows that all this whole dump of information
Yeah, I know,
was
but what I
shit.
mean is, what, like, just I want to know what they did with the ship. Tell me what you did with the goddamn
Yeah.
ship and what was in it.
Yeah,
Tell me
but
what was
in
in it.
in all
Like,
the time we've talked about alien stuff, you barely mentioned Roswell because there's been so much other shit.
well, yeah, that's because all the other stuff. Everyone knows
And now you're just like, nah, this other stuff
Roswell, and
sucks.
Roswell is Roswell, and everyone knows about it. And it was the ship that crashed, and they happened in Area 51, and there was two little gray aliens inside of it allegedly.
Well, I guess it would have helped if Trump was on board for storming 51.
I know. I bet he was. I bet they wouldn't let him.
Man,
He
like
wanted to tell everyone. He wanted to tell them the secrets.
when you see what people are capable of now, and it's like all this other stuff, it's like, man, I'm surprised some of this didn't happen.
Right?
But, you know. So guess what, man? I got a new phone today.
Ooh.
I jumped from the iPhone 6 to the iPhone 12, which I feel
Wow.
like is in terms of that's like 3 or 4 years of one phone. That's a pretty big jump tech wise, as far as I feel like I've stepped into the future / present day with like, oh shit, facial recognition, which was good. Facial recognition is good because I am anxious all the time and my hands get sweaty. And the fingerprint technology leaves me high and dry, well, not dry, but leaves me high and without
High and
access
moist.
to, yeah, man, it just stops recognizing me. And it's like a problem I couldn't really complain about anymore because my phone was so old. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get a new phone.
I shouldn't even say this on the podcast, but I don't even care. I don't even have like my phone is just you just hit the button and it unlocks.
Yeah.
Like, and when I got my phone, the guy was like, "All right, now you can just set up your password." I was like, "I'll just skip that." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, don't worry about it." He's like, "Okay, we'll just set up facial recognition." And I was like, "Yeah, no, don't."
No.
And he was like, "Okay, you just want to do the thumb?" I was like, "Honestly, dude, you can just open it, just give her."
Well, this one doesn't even have the thumb anymore. So I was like, oh, finally, I'm free from the tyranny of the sweaty thumbprint. It's fucking, it's been bullshit. It is still bullshit. What's your biggest like jump in technology of like you had something and then you didn't upgrade for a long time and then you like joined the rest of the world?
I'm talking to you on my new Chromebook that I bought last week.
Ooh.
And I bought my laptop in 2013.
Okay. Yeah.
I got back from the World Series of Comedy and I was like, oh, I need like a website and I got to get fucking business cards made and I got to do all this stuff. So
Yeah.
I went online or I went over to Best Buy and spent my savings on a laptop. And I made a website and ordered some business cards, spent all the money I had on business cards and a website and a laptop.
Oh, yes.
Trying to be a professional comedian.
Yep.
2013. I was 21 years old. Just got back from the World Series of Comedy in Vegas at 21, and I was like, I'm fucking doing it, boys. Spent all my money, got business cards and a website and a laptop, and I have not upgraded since. And then this Christmas, I was like, I'm getting a fucking Chromebook.
Nice. I think my other big one is I had a Game Boy. I had an original Nintendo. I had a
Ooh.
Game Boy, and then an Xbox.
Nice.
I missed like a whole decade or decade plus in the middle.
Yeah, you missed the Nintendo or
Everything.
the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis and the Sega Dreamcast and the Sony PlayStation 1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But now that I've popped myself back into the present day technology wise, I ordered one of these like virtual reality things, like the VR like masks or whatever. It was supposed to come today, but it was one of these things where now that we're home all the time, I'm like figure out what's going on. Like when you're like, oh, I must not have heard the mailman because I got this notice that says they tried to deliver something.
Yeah.
And motherfucker, I was home. They put the delivery notice in my mailbox. So that meant the delivery person, like, it's not like they couldn't buzz in. Like, they got into the building, put the delivery notice in my mailbox instead of coming up to my condo.
To bring you the thing.
To bring me the thing. Like, you're in the like.
Bro, I don't know if stuff gets like stolen from my house or what.
You know what? That's reality right there.
Yeah. Like, I ordered a book and it just dipped. I like have never seen it, never came. And then I got like Blue Cross and I've got like no documentation in the mail. It's been a month.
Me?
Yeah. I just have not received a single
Just
day.
no one knows where you live.
Well, I don't know. I checked the addresses. They're fine. I don't know if my mailman hates me or if like one homeless guy can get into my mailbox and is just stealing absolutely everything or what is happening.
Yeah.
But my roommate gets mail.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So I don't know. The book was stolen, but I don't know what's going on with Blue Cross. And like I got a T4.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, you're getting some of the important stuff, so that's good.
Yeah. And I got a letter from my MLA being like, we're doing parks things. And I'm like, the coal. I just stopped the coal.
Yeah. I particularly hate getting like the federal government ones where it's like, hey, I'm running in your, it's like, okay, bro. Yeah. Dude, I'm so stoked for this VR thing though, because I feel like I'm gonna get so much more out of my weed.
I thought you were going to say weak.
No, out of my, I'm just gonna be stretching every little THC granule out in my. There's like boxing and shit. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
you just go so deep into your own brain, like, whoa.
yeah, man, it's gonna be
Yeah,
good.
dude. VR is a fun, like, it's a really interesting. I don't know how I deal with it as a kid. That's what, like, I guess, I don't know. I remember people saying that about me with video games, and it turns out it doesn't fucking matter that much. You just develop normally.
Oh yeah.
But I just don't know, like, because when I play it, it's super fun, but like, it's so like
Whoa, I think you just went quiet, man. I can't hear you anymore, dude. You're frozen, bro. Are you there?
did that work?
Now
Are
I
you
can
good?
hear you. Yeah.
Oh, where did we cut off?
Um,
Okay, I'll just go back to what I was saying. So basically,
yeah.
I don't know. It's like when you play it, you're so like deep in this like fake reality, and you're like, because everything
Yeah.
really does do what it's supposed to do. And so like, I don't know, I was playing this game where like blocks are coming at you, you just hit the blocks, and like it takes you so far away from what's happening in the room that like literally anything could be going on around you and you would have no fucking clue. So like, I don't know, I feel like I would just fuck with my friends and like some weird shit would happen and
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
knows?
I think, yeah, pranking people with virtual reality is probably fucked up.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty stoked because I've never really played around with it before.
Oh yeah, it's super fun. It's like I don't you've never tried it before?
Like, no, not really. Not since it's been like good. I've
Good.
tried like shittier versions.
That's funny. Yeah, there's like I downloaded a new Gran Turismo game for the PlayStation, and I've been
Nice.
playing that. And there's like a VR setup for it. I'm like, man, that'd be fun.
Oh
Just
man.
like cockpit it up, like playing. Even if you just
Yeah,
have the
dude.
controller, it'd just be fun to have the cockpit
Well,
view.
yeah, it's wild. I was looking through some of the games. There's like mountain climbing. So like you're just like climbing. You're just and like it looks cool. Like yeah, like I'm not sure. I'm like maybe that, as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking how goofy it's gonna look to whoever can see me like through a window or something. Just me like, and then whoa, falling to my video game death.
That's so funny. That's all I would do. I would just be like, okay, let's go a little higher and see what it's like to fall from that height now.
Yeah. Just Facebook checks in on me like, dude, you've been committing suicide a lot in this game.
Yo, have you seen the episode of Black Mirror?
Which one?
The VR episode?
Oh, I don't think so. No.
Bro, it's so
Is it
weird.
the one with the two like bros? in the
Yeah.
fighting game.
Yeah.
That episode, man, I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
You know what's so funny is my like first thought as soon as like that started, I was like, yo, imagine like banging another character in that and then like and they just
Well,
banged each other and I was like, okay, wow, way to pervert my idea of Black Mirror. Like
yeah.
great
I
plan
mean,
over here. I was like, yo, get in there. Do you know how sick it would be to just smash Chun-Li? Like that'd be sick.
but like, isn't that like the classic, like stereotypical, like dude, like when you get and no matter what happens, you're like, how can I fuck it? Like
Okay, fucking
we get
yeah,
cameras, it's like dick pics. You get a phone, you're like dick pics.
dick pics now.
Send me pictures. It just we figure out a way to bastardize anything. People are like, hey, here's something. It's called it's called a sofa. You just sit on it. Next thing you know, some teenager is finding himself on the arm.
Like, yeah, there it is.
There it is. Yeah. So I mean,
that's
really, that like that part's not too surprising. The people that are
yeah,
immediately like virtual reality, I want to fuck something.
yeah. It's so funny. I love that. Like, I'm sure you've heard this. It's like become a trope almost at this point. But they're like the porn industry like drives technology basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's so
The
funny. Like,
military and the porn industry.
yeah, it's like Blu-ray versus HD DVD was decided by the porn industry.
Oh my god.
And same with the VHS one. It was like VHS and beta disc or whatever were like
Yeah,
the two technologies that came out at the same time.
yeah.
And porn industry started releasing everything on VHS and beta disc just got see
that-
it ever.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, Blu-ray and Blu-ray and VHS both won out because
I
of,
always wondered what was up with Blu-ray. What
you
was
remember,
supposed to be good about Blu-ray?
okay, do you remember you don't remember that whole debate?
Well, I remember them there being two things and like everyone's like you should get a like or all the like stores like you should get a Blu-ray, you should get a Blu-ray. And then
Yeah,
like
so I don't know. I swear this is where my contrarian roots come from. But I just like I basically hated that the public was stupid because I remember they were like basically there was DVDs, but they were like shitty quality. And then they came out with two new systems that could play like high quality. It was when we started getting like flat screen TVs that were like 1080p
mhm,
and all that shit. And one of my buddies worked at Visions Electronics, and they had like Blu-rays and HD DVDs, and we were like kind of looking into them to see like what was going on and basically like what was more compatible and like all that shit.
yeah,
And
yeah.
HD DVDs were like better in like most ways, and Xbox 360s had like an HD DVD drive that you could have for them,
Mhm.
and PlayStation 3s they were Blu-ray compatible. And there was like this battle between Blu-ray and HD DVD that was kind of like driven by PlayStation and Xbox 360. And then the porn industry was like, yeah, we're gonna go Blu-ray. All of a sudden, fucking Xbox ditched the HD DVD drive and then made like the new generation's Blu-ray compatible. And we were like,
Really?
DVD was fucking done forever.
That's crazy.
That's what the fucking internet was telling me when I was like 15 and it was all happening. But
That's hilarious. I mean,
because yeah, I remember.
it's plausible enough that like I would believe it to a degree, you know?
1 second. I think I have a HD DVD here.
HD DVD. Well, yeah,
I
like, you know,
do.
whenever I got a Blu-ray, it was just like, okay, I'm not sure what is better enough about this that I should. And then
It's
all of a
basically
sudden, you
It's
didn't
like
even have
1080p
DVDs anymore.
compatible. So
Yeah.
like you could play everything on an old tube TV, and then up to like that point, it didn't make a difference if you were playing like a regular DVD on a fucking flat screen TV. It would still look like a tube TV
Mm.
because it wasn't fucking good enough. And then like yeah, they started
But
coming
it
out with
wasn't
like
a cool enough difference for any
420p and 7 or 480, 720, 1080 or some bullshit. I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, look at this shit. Fucking HD DVD.
HD
VR Marshall.
DVD. We Are Marshall.
And yeah, so the
Is that a football movie?
Yeah, you bet it is.
Yeah, buddy.
So yeah,
Sports.
it's double-sided, and like this side is the DVD side, and this side is the HD DVD side.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, bro. This high look at this. There's a whole disclaimer about it inside the
This
cover.
high definition disc includes high flexibility.
Introduce the HD DVD combo format disc. Play it on your HD
DVD
DVD player.
combo.
Play it in your standard DVD player. This disc goes wherever you want to.
HD DVD combo player. HD DVD combo player.
Important notice. This is so funny.
Relics of the past.
Yeah, so this I literally did not ever once use the HD DVD side of this.
Yeah. It's one of those improvements that wasn't good enough to really make anyone care.
Yeah, this is also so funny. Side A, video side, 1080p high definition. Side B, standard, 16 by 9, 2.4 by 1, 480p.
So one's has like YouTube quality and one's man, remember like back
Like,
I remember
that's
back
it.
when I had cable, you'd be like flipping between you'd accidentally go from the like high definition channel watching like a hockey game, you'd accidentally go back to the standard definition channel and you'd think you'd had a stroke or something. You're like, whoa, everything's blurry. What the fuck? You're like, how did I used to watch this?
Bro, do you remember when you would like go to one of the channels and it would be like a smaller screen, like inside like a black box in your screen?
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, what is this? Like fucking Sportsnet poverty?
Yeah, Sportsnet poverty. Man, did you see that? Did you see that the UFC has like effectively like taken weed off the banned list?
Nice.
If you like smoke
that
like in your
it took
dressing
Dana
room
White that
before,
long.
what's that?
I'm shocked that it took Dana White that long. Like,
Wow.
Joe Rogan is the face of the UFC.
Yeah, I think it's about getting the athletic commissions to do it or something like that. But it's man, I would be so pissed if I'd like lost a year of my career because I smoked a joint like while I was training.
Yeah, bro. Imagine being in jail for the rest of your life.
Wow.
That's so fucked.
That's worse than a 1 year suspension from your job.
Yeah.
True.
It's fucking crazy. It's crazy that there's still people in there for marijuana.
Oh, I know. That would really, I would really be mad that if that was my lot in life, I would be very, very upset.
Bro, how is it not like you fucking call, like you just are in jail and you go to the place and you're like, hey, I need to talk to my fucking lawyer. And then your lawyer comes and you're like, hey, you see how marijuana is legal now? And they're like, yeah. You're like, I would like to be before a judge.
Yeah, I guess it depends on your crimes though. Like,
Well, like, if it's literally any marijuana trial, I would be like, fuck that dude.
yeah.
Get me in front of a judge. But I guess, yeah, it's always.
If you were like the head of a crime syndicate that sold weed or something, that's probably.
Yeah.
And even now, selling weed, you'd be selling it outside the law, right?
Yeah, but still, like, that's so crazy that like dudes that are in there for like just possession of an ounce of weed and they got like 15 years in 2018.
It'd be crazy. Yeah, that's nuts. It'd be crazy to be in jail for like possession of like bootleg liquor.
Yeah, like, and for so long, because it was a fucking whatever category 1 drug or whatever the fuck in the States. So they literally treated it like heroin. So if you had an ounce of marijuana on you, like the maximum sentence is fucking bananas. So like these multiple marijuana arrested guys that have like 4 grams of marijuana on them, but they've had 4 grams of marijuana on them 10 fucking times, are in jail for like these preposterous sentences. Yeah. And it's like no way of getting out. And it's literally like, yo, they could literally just go walk around with that, no problem right now, blow it in a fucking cop's face, like in establishments, on podcasts, like buy it from the government.
Yeah, man.
During a fucking pandemic, they could do all that. You could blow 4 grams worth of weed smoke into a cop's face during a fucking pandemic.
I would like to see you try, bro.
Bro, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll call my buddies.
That's
And
like,
pop them, get 'em
that's
over.
like an hour of just like
Yeah, like
you'd get hit. I know what you mean. But hey, at least Trump pardoned Lil Wayne. What? You can't hear me now? Oh boy.
oh, there we go.
There you are.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Trump pardoned Lil Wayne, so everything's cool.
Yeah, that was wicked. And Kodak Black.
Yeah. Lil Wayne, it's like for trying to bring a gun on a plane as a felon. It's like, yeah, you probably earned that one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's so funny, like
Like, I don't think felons should own guns.
yeah, that's true. I think some of the stuff is like so funny. I think it was Bill Burr who had a bit about this where he's talking about how like white people need black friends to tell them to like use lotion and to let them know what music is cool.
Yeah.
And black dudes need white friends to tell them to register their guns.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, hey, dude, that's 5 to 10. Come on, man.
But it's true, bro. It's so funny. Whenever I see like an NFL player that's been arrested for some like insane crime, I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
like gun possession. I'm like, bro,
Ounce of weed and a loaded gun in the console. You're like,
yeah. It's like, dog,
get a friend to drive that shit around for you.
yeah, or don't register the gun and put the weed in the glove box. Like, what are you doing? Like, just like you're a millionaire. You play football. Your face is everywhere. You would have no problem registering your gun. Like, just go to the place where you have to register your gun and fucking register it.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. It's like the classic, like, huge drug bust because a guy driving a car with like pounds of whatever has a broken tail light or something, or it's something small where you're just like, dude, you don't draw a tail. Like,
yeah,
that's shit.
That at least something you can miss. It's like you can't miss not registering your gun.
No, but like if you're like coming into it with the thought of like, I'm gonna try and not get busted.
Yeah.
You would like maybe do a walk around of your vehicle when you're transporting weight.
It's like you don't even need to try and not get busted. Like you're not doing anything wrong. You just didn't fucking register the gun, bro.
Like usually like guys are getting like can't get guns one way, so they have to like get guns a different way. And
yeah. That's the thing. Like it's so funny to me when it's shit like that where it's like you don't even have to, or like rappers getting caught at the border with drugs on them. It's like, do you think no one is going to give you drugs when you get here?
Yeah.
Like this second you land, someone will have drugs for you.
Yeah, and these guys are always like shouting out like Escobar and all these big drug lords. It's like, how close do you think Escobar got to the drugs more often than not? Probably not very fucking close. I bet you wouldn't find him like with a bunch on him at the airport. Like, smarten up, guys.
Yeah.
Want to be like your hero who dies at the end. Just an FYI, like
heads up.
Yeah, it's gonna be bloody, but
the guys at the end and the hippos are running wild.
The hippos are. Oh man, when you see a headline that includes the phrase "cocaine hippos," it's like, yo, what?
Love that. They've sterilized the cocaine hippos now.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I mean. You can't bring a big crazy animal into a new environment like
that.
Yeah,
you cannot put a hippopotamus in Colombia. That is not good for the ecosystem. There is no predator that is prepared to deal with a fucking hippopotamus.
With a hippo. Yeah, I think that's one of those animals that like we all like. I think of a hippo and I'm like, it's big, but I don't think I could really appreciate the size until you like saw one in person, because I feel like those are massive.
Have you never?
I don't think so.
Bro, Calgary Zoo has hippos.
Oh, Calgary Zoo is pretty good.
They are huge. They're huge. And they're little ballerinas. They're so funny. They like twinkle toe in the water. They like walk on the bottom of the water with their like adorable little feet.
Huh.
But they are like vicious, murderous minivans. They're the size of a minivan, like not an exaggeration. Like you walk next to a Dodge Caravan and you're like, this, but filled with meat.
Oh my God.
Like they're huge.
Damn. Yeah. Well,
Same with giraffes, man. Giraffes are banana, but they're like, this is another thing that Bill Burr said that I thought was really funny. Giraffes really don't look like they mind that they're at the zoo. They're like the only animal that like doesn't like it's seems much happier that it's at the zoo than it would have been in the wild. You see like giraffes in the wild, they're fucking walloping each other with their necks and fucking sprinting away from shit all the time. But you see them in the wild, they're big old fucking blue
if
tongue.
if you're tall and slender like that, being out in like the open Sahara, like that's not, you can't blend in with the trees or something. Like you're
Yeah, when all you're doing is like, there's danger over there,
yeah.
danger real far
Like,
over
hey,
there.
but at least I can see it from my lookout tower of a face.
Yeah. Man, I was reading, I'm still reading. I'm at the end. I have like 30 pages left of this fucking science book that I've been reading for like 2 years.
Nice.
But it was talking about there's like this, the laryngeal nerve. So it's like this nerve that goes from your brain to your larynx, or your voice box or whatever the hell. Anyways, the way we like evolved with it is because we evolved from fish, and theirs just goes like from their brain to their like gills. But our hearts like moved down, and so there's like this aorta that went from the heart to the fucking brain.
Yeah.
That this nerve went like behind, but because the brain or the heart moved so far down, the aorta like came with it, so the nerve had to like grow down with it. So you have this nerve that goes from like the back of your brain, and instead of just going like 2 inches to your larynx, runs like 2 feet down your body around your heart and back up your fucking head.
What?
Yeah. And so like every mammal has it. So in a giraffe, it's like this fucking like 25-foot, like big ass, long, stupid fucking nerve just to make it go like, like it can't talk. Like it's the talking nerve.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's really working out for them, I guess.
And it's so funny because yeah, it's like this whole chapter is about how like if there was a God, then like why did he fuck up so much? Like
Yeah,
why?
all I could think of when you were saying that is when people are like, God don't make no mistakes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's so funny because he's like, well, why the hell would God do this? And he's like, well, it doesn't make any sense. But then if you remember, we evolved from fucking fish, and you look at where it is in the fish and where it is in us, you're like, oh, well, this makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, look at that. This is our aorta is just down here, and so this has to because the nerve is
I don't know. Call me crazy, but I think something like that would take more than 5,000 years to develop.
Yeah, you're right.
So obviously it's wrong.
Another hole.
Yep.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. The dude like talks about in detail because he was like at the dissecting of a giraffe, and they took this like nerve out, and there's like 8 doctors whose like whole job was just to like work alone on this little section of the nerve next to another doctor that was doing it, and then they all like lifted it out at once.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That is crazy. I'm reading a book right now called It Can't Happen Here. It was written in the 30s during the Great Depression about whether or not something, and so it's like a fiction, but it's about like whether or not something like a Hitler or Mussolini type dictatorship could ever happen in America. And of course, no, it could never happen here. But as you're reading it, it's like, wow, some of this really mirrors the last 4 or 5 years of like North American, sometimes global politics. Just people being like you see how the con happens, and then like the person gets in power, and you see the con take place. But it's wild reading an account from like a fiction from 1935 or something.
Yeah.
about like whether or not some kind of fascist dictatorship could happen in America. And all it's the classic thing, like the people on this side are calling the people on this side socialists and communists.
Yeah.
And then and just like it's everything that's been happening right now, but like told from the 1930s.
Do you know this, like, it's so funny that it took me kind of this long to realize it, and maybe other people aren't as dumb as I am and realized it like way younger. But like I always thought that the world was like the world that my parents grew up in was different, and like the world that my grandparents grew up in was different. And it's like, no, dude, it was literally the same. Like when they say history repeats itself, they don't mean like in the way that you think of it. It's just like people have the same emotions and they see the same fates coming, and they see like they have the same reactions, and like
every generation seems to have a broader level of communication with the rest of the world. At first people barely left their villages or whatever. Then all of a sudden it was like, okay, you travel around the country, then across, from Europe to North America, to other continents. And now you can be in contact with anyone, and also find those like-minded people like yourself out there in the internet and create these communities that you would never have been able to create in our parents' life, like when they were our age, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think and I think like as the generations go, like we're just basically realizing over and over again that like we're all the fucking same in like in so many crazy ways.
Yeah.
Like up to the point that we're literally like calling out like some people think that it's like predictions. It's funny that like people talk about like Orwell and how he like predicted the future. So it was like, no, he didn't predict the future. He just saw an exaggerated version of the reality around him.
Yeah, exactly.
The same one.
He wasn't sitting there with a blank canvas being like, let me dream up this thing. It's like he was living in a society and looking at, whoa, I wonder what like this could turn into something like.
Yeah, or not even. He's like, this basically is that. I'm just gonna like exaggerate it because like, you know what I mean? Like as much as like Trump was a fucking tyrant or whatever, if you were gonna write like a period piece of like the future and being like what Trump led to, you'd be writing about like, his immigration policy, like, oh, the wall, but then you'd be like, he built a wall around the whole country with a roof on it, and then like whatever, and then in 4 generations they'd be like, oh my god, this guy's talking about building a wall around the whole country, this guy knew it was going to happen. It's like, no, you just exaggerated the version of like what your reality is, and then in the future they see that and are like, he predicted the future. It's like, no, it's just an exaggeration of my own reality.
People have been building walls for a long time.
Yeah, it's so funny. People are like, if they're like, oh, you like whatever. I've heard people talking about like predictions of like the American like wall being built on the southern border, and like the rapture, and like fucking whoever is the Antichrist. Obama was the Antichrist, or Trump was the Antichrist.
Who is it? Yeah.
And people like, there's foretold of a great barrier between nations. And you're like, oh, you mean like the Berlin Wall or the Great Wall of China? You dumb fucks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. People have
been using walls to keep people out since we realized walls are tougher than air.
Yeah, since we've realized they can keep people out. Like that's Haven't you ever had a bedroom, bro?
Was that you? I forget who I was talking to. There's someone who I was talking to who didn't realize like what the Great Wall of China, that it wasn't like very high.
No, it wasn't me.
Because it's not that high.
Yeah, there's a wall in Scotland called Hadrian's Wall, and it's like that the Romans built, and it's like not very high either. It's like comically not high.
Yeah, it's like it's really funny. There's like parts of it that are like on top of like a mountain range and stuff, and you're like, yeah, I guess that'd be hard to climb. But there's parts of it because they just built it like all connected, where it like goes through like a field and it's like 13 feet high, and you're like, bro, I just get on a dude's shoulders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Mongolians not have shoulders?
Yeah. I think he has shoulders. Yeah. Well, Alex, I think we're coming up to the end of what might be our free Zoom call.
Oh no!
Whoa, that was terrifying.
I
So,
got these Gatorade water bottles. I went to get my skates sharpened because I've been hitting the ODR because
yeah,
we're allowed to be outside with 10 people and shit.
yeah.
And I went to get my skates sharpened, and I was like, man, I don't have like a water bottle. And then I just saw one of these Gatorade ones. There's like these ones, or the ones that were like pro hockey life with the really long snouts,
Yeah.
like the fat round ones with Oilers things on them. And I was
The
like,
Gatorade is is classic, man.
yeah, and it was the cheapest one, and it holds 32 ounces of water. And I was like, man, those like Nalgene water bottles are like $30 or whatever the fuck. And
Yeah.
like, this thing's so much better. Like,
Yeah, man. I know.
every,
I feel like a pro athlete because they use that shit.
yeah, every single sports team that I ever played for has these, and they've had them for the entire time that me and my brother both played for that organization. I don't think any single one of them ever got new ones. And
Oh
I
my
coached them
God.
for the organizations. I don't think they got new ones. Like Holy Trinity was my brother for 3 years, me for 2 years, then me coaching for 3 years. So there was fucking 8 years that I was in that organization that they did not get new water bottles, and they didn't leak. They weren't like shitty. They just, this kind of got scratched off. Best
Fucking some
solid
Hardy water bottles.
in the world.
Yes, Gatorade sponsor us.
Yeah, I bet if you buy this off Amazon, you can get one of those 6-pack ones for like $6.
Yes. Yes. Well, on that happy note, where can people find you?
Go to comedyaf.com. It's all there.
All right.
This is there. My Instagram's there, and my album is there, and no comedy is happening in real life, so that's not there. But there's a video if you want to watch that video,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then that'll take you to my YouTube page, which has other videos. So you can watch
Wow.
those.
That sounds like you got a whole strategy.
Yeah, it's like a marketing strategy, but
But
it-
you know. Well, you guys can find me at Kersey on Instagram, um, or listen to our other episodes. Find me audibly on our other episodes because there's some gold in there.
Yeah, or listen to the Valley City on major
Yes.
streaming sites. Oh, also go check out Zachary Red Band on
Yes, Zachary
music.
Red on wherever you get your music.
Yeah, man. It's called Saint Something's Avalanche. Saint Peter no, Saint Thomas. I'm gonna say Saint Thomas's Avalanche. Saint Tom, no, that's not right.
St. Andrew's Avalanche.
St. Andrew's Avalanche. That's what
A Zachary Red,
Yeah, man. That album is crazy.
friend of the podcast.
Yeah, it's not the kind of music that I typically listen to, but I listened to it a bunch of times. Baby's Blood is a very catchy tune, and the whole album is very emotional. It made me sad in parts.
Super emotional, but super good. Guys, super talented.
Yeah.
All
Insane.
right. Bye, everybody. Bye.